Okay, setting out this beautiful cart lodge, we need to maximise the space at the top so we have some head height. Try and split the difference between the two, up and downstairs. So what we did is with the 9x2s, instead of sitting them on the stud walls all the way around, it really limited our 2 metre height getting the stairs in. So there was a lot of factors to take into consideration. So what we did is we ran a ring beam all the way around and put the joists on hangers. That way, it gave us another 225mm on our head height at the top. But we've done it in such a way that you can still get your curtain poles in, you can still get your 2.120 on your door heights, and by the time it gets screeded, you've still got a nice space for downstairs. We wanted to work out the roof, so what we did is we worked it from downstairs on the stud walls we've got from the place. Now we've got overall max height of the whole entire build to the top of ridge. So just for easy maths, let's just say it's 4 metres, we have 2 metre stud walls, 2 metre roofs. So the easiest way to work this out is find a centre, put your 2 metre pieces of timber for your roof, and your plate height, damp up, and put a timber and sit it on top of your plate here. We know the timber's 9x2, so all we did was lift it 3 inches higher here and just scribed it in. That way it allows us to work it out the floor, nice and easy, and by having 2 timbers here, we can work out where our stairs go and our head heights just from the pitches of that roof. External stud walls. Now we worked a pattern out all the way around for the external stud walls, but when it comes to the internal, we just pulled a line from one side to the other side and cut the studs individually. So we knew it worked well going across here and there was no kicks in the joists. I like to do a double plate at the top and a lintel. It was limited for door height here, so we just moved it up tight as possible, so that way we can still get it structurally sound and it gives us a full height when we do put a door line in here, and it works good margins all the way around. When we put our rafts in, we try and sit them on top of our stud wall, take the weight, not let it match too much, as it's a double plate, but it's just good standard practice. And what I like is, when you're trying to fix the ply, you can just level down, and when you're doing the battens for the cladding, it ties it in. Joists overlap in the middle, so it's a bit different the other side. Still works well. Double ridge, didn't want a flitch beam in there. I was quite surprised Builder Control didn't want a flitch beam through the middle, because it's not tied in at the bottom. Bolts and collars, should I say, joist ceiling collars. So where they're sitting in there, slightly different. Do the top. Okay, ridge beam. Now, if you've got the weight of rafters going against each other, it doesn't really matter if you had a bit of 6x1. Not that you would, but the point is you've got rafters sitting against each other. Now, if I have like a basic sort of A-frame and the ceiling joists run across and they're fixed through with bolts to the rafters, it ties it into a nice A-frame. But because we had to try and gain height upstairs, we've got a ring beam going around, wasn't in that position, and actually Builder Control said, look, that's absolutely fine, just put a single through there, but we didn't feel quite comfortable with that, so we put a double timber through, all the way through, staggered joint, scarf joint, and we put anchor fixings top and bottom, trying to spread that load, and that double would take a bit of weight, and we've just done a nice solid post each end to take the weight of that ridge. Cladding going all the way up, that's why we've got no overhang on the feet, but what I'd be inclined to do is put noggins through all the rafters. That way you've got something to fix your ply to, and also leave it an inch lower so you've got a bit of airflow, and then what you can do is you could just put like a mushroom vent on the top of the ply just to kick it up for that last hole, but that'll allow a bit of airflow going through, stiffen it up, and if you've got a bit of guttering to go on there, at least you know you can go through the cladding, through the ply, straight into the noggins at the bottom, and it's good. It takes the twist out as well, which just gives you good fixing points. Drilling out the bolts, if we're using dome heads, what we do is a quarter of the timber down, quarter of the timber up every 600. That should help prevent the twisting it. But also what I like doing is go in with a bigger bit, just 3mm, like say 1 1/4 inch, then drill through a 13mm bit, and what you find is the holes that you drill will just take the dome heads, so whenever you get the plasterboard go up,
you should just miss it. And if you get deep, just deep enough, you don't get no cold spots. So none of the heads of the domes touch any of the plasterboard.